You know, there's a lot of videos out there on what to do to be more successful with women. And I wanted to film a video here for you on what not to do, okay? There's 3 specific creepy things that guys do that wind up creeping women out. And I want you to avoid these 3 mistakes because I see a lot of guys make these mistakes. So the first mistake that almost every guy does, and this is actually the #1 complaint that I get from women, is that they look but don't touch. Now, believe it or not, especially single women want to be approached. They want to meet a great guy. I love that old quote from the Hitch movie, right? No girl wakes up and says, I don't want to meet an awesome guy today. So a big mistake that guys make, either while you're out during the day or definitely a huge mistake when you're out at night, is guys will see a woman, they'll be there, you know, drinking, they'll check her out and they'll look away, they'll check her out and look away, and they'll keep looking, but they will never go over and say hi or introduce themselves. And I've had women say this stuff all the time. They always complain about it. I hate when a guy will look over, but never come up and talk to me. So if you see a girl and you look at her, especially if she's giving you eye contact back, and especially if she actually smiles back at you, right? I mean, that's as golden of a sign as you can get to go and approach a woman. But if you're going to look and check the girl out, go up to her and just say hi. You know, I've had many times where I've looked, seen a girl, she looked back, and I walked up and said, hey, you know, if I was going to look at you from over there, I figured I'd just come over and say hi. I'm Joe. What's your name? And just introduce myself. That's a great little approach that you can use in that situation. I've used it to incredible effect. Those almost always go super awesome. So when you look, you see a girl you want to talk to, tell her that you saw her and you want to come over and say hi. Just say it. Be honest. Be authentic. Be genuine. Go up and do that. The worst mistake you could do is just to look, and don't touch. Not only will you have regret, and you'll feel bad later on down the line, but you'll wind up creeping women out. So definitely don't do it. Now, the second mistake that I see guys make, and I see this so much, and I used to do a little bit of it myself, and I've boycotted myself from it, and this one is virtual thirst. This is the biggest mistake that I see guys making nowadays. And by virtual thirst, I mean all the validation that you're giving women online. Instagram's probably the biggest one, right? A girl posts a picture, oh my God, you're so beautiful. Oh, you're so hot. Oh, you're this. Oh, you're that. And just, you know, the comments that these women get on their pictures, especially these really popular girls with their Instagram accounts. I mean, if you read some of these comments, they're hilarious. You can't believe the stuff that they're saying. And I believe on a larger scale, all this virtual thirst and attention that we're showing women is not doing us men any favors at all. Now, it's nice to give someone a compliment. I'm all about giving compliments, but why not meet a woman in person and tell her that you like something about her and give her that compliment in person, right? You know, trying to go online and do all this heavy lifting and do it virtually, man, I think it's really having a huge negative impact on society. If you want to hear more about this, let me know in the comments. I'll record a video just separately on this because I think it's a pretty important topic. But you know, always liking the girls' pictures, responding to their stories, sending all these thirsty comments, or even worse on dating apps, you know, sending all 3, 4, 5 messages. You know, one guy sent me an email and I was asking for advice and showed me, like, man, this guy must have sent 20 messages in a row to this one girl, and I'm just like, man, just stop, dude. Just stop doing this. Stop doing all this virtual thirst on your phone. Go in person and see if the girl likes you and move things forward if it's there, and do that in person. But doing all this stuff virtually, it's just a cop-out, right? A lot of guys want to hide behind their phones and do this because, look, it's easier to just send a comment. But approaching women in person takes a little skill, takes a little courage to do, right? But what I'm seeing is the guys now who are willing to come out in person, stand up straight, talk to them, and be a real man in person are having much better results than guys just trying to message girls online. Look, it used to work better. You know, back in 2014, I could message a girl on Instagram. It was a new thing, and going back and forth, it could work. But I've seen throughout the years, man, girls just totally stop responding to these things because every dude is trying to slide into their DMs and send them these messages. So I strongly encourage you to stop the virtual thirst. Get out there in person and be a real man, and don't be so thirsty and commenting and all this stuff on girls' pictures. What I did is I unfollowed, you know, any popular girls that didn't follow me back. If I message girls and they don't respond back to me, I unfollow them. I'm not going to look at all their pictures and like their pictures and comment and try to send them messages if they weren't even following me. And honestly, what I did 2 months ago is I uninstalled my Instagram completely off my phone, changed my password, and now I have a web app that I go on my computer and I sign in there every couple days and I really haven't used it for more than 5-10 minutes max. And I go on my messages and just respond to my family and friends, or whatever girl, whoever has messaged me. I'll respond back, maybe like 1 or 2 pictures in my feed, and then I'm off of it, man. I'm really spending a lot less time. I've seen that dating apps, Instagram wasn't bringing me happiness. I wanted to really, at the end of my life, when I look back, I want to have awesome stories and experiences that I had in person, and don't wish I spent more time on Instagram or anything like that. But that's just me. But it's also something that I suggest you try as well and see if it works for you. Now, the third super creepy and uncalibrated mistake that guys make is that they go for gold. And what I mean by going for gold is they're trying to escalate things way too fast by making a big move instead of gradually moving things forward, okay? You know, you've seen this with people getting in trouble before, you know, by just making moves on women out of nowhere, and it kind of just shocks them, right? So you never want to make a big move on a woman. You never want to, you know, just lunge in for a kiss, you know, or try to get physical with her way too fast. Or, you know, you can do this over text message, you know, we're trying to talk sexual, or God forbid the guys sending pictures of themselves, you know, unsolicited out of nowhere, and all that type of stuff. You know, you don't want to go for gold and just make these big brash moves. You can escalate fast. There's no doubt about that. You know, I something that I've done a lot in the past, and something that I teach, how to escalate things quickly. You can escalate things quickly, but you have to do it step by step. You can't just go from step 1 to step 10. You can go from step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can go and do that sequence in a fast way, right? If things are going well and the chemistry's there, you can move forward quickly, but you can't just go from 1 to 10 and skip all the phases in between. So that's a big mistake that guys make. You know, when you start touching a woman, start small. See how she responds to the touch. You know, if you touch a woman's hand for a second and hold her hand, if she clams up and pulls away, then you don't want to yank her in and go right for the kiss, right? You maybe want to back up, build some more traction, try something else down the line. You know, touching her on the arm. You know, if she doesn't feel right when you hug her and she feels uncomfortable doing that, then kissing her and other things aren't going to feel right either. So you want to take your escalation gradual. And this goes for verbal escalation as well. You don't want to get too sexual or too crazy and try to move things forward too fast verbally as well, especially over messages. So you want to progress your escalation, and you want to calibrate it. If a woman responds to it well, then you can move forward. If she doesn't respond, then back up, build some more attraction. And if it's not working out, then you're gonna have to move on, right? But don't make such big, brash moves and creep girls out, man. Work things up on a gradient from small to large. So these 3 things are really important. I really want you to try to avoid these 3 things and focus on the things that are getting you results and work really well, and have lots of those in all my other videos. I'll have the next video queued up for you here. Feel free to head over to my channel and check out my other videos.